John Lennon, a musical legend, an icon of peace, and a symbol of the counterculture movement of the 1960s. But not everyone saw him that way. Behind the scenes, Lennon faced sharp criticism and even animosity from fellow musicians. Today, we dive into the stories of 5 musicians who publicly expressed their dislike for John Lennon. If you're a Beatles fan or simply curious about music history, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Number 1. Bob Dylan's relationship with Lennon was complicated. While Lennon admired Dylan's introspective style and incorporated it into songs like In My Life, Dylan wasn't flattered. Instead, he found Lennon's mimicry irritating. In 1966, Dylan released Fourth Time Around, a parody of the Beatles' Norwegian Wood. The track mimicked the melody, rhythm, and lyrical structure of Lennon's work, serving as a witty but cutting critique. Dylan even played the song for Lennon in person, driving his point home with sharp poetic irony. Number 2. Joni Mitchell. Mitchell and John Lennon were 2 towering figures of their era, but their encounters were far from harmonious. Mitchell, known for her introspective songwriting, resented Lennon for offering unsolicited advice about her music. While Mitchell's vulnerable and confessional style earned her widespread acclaim, Lennon's comments struck a nerve. This friction highlighted the differences between 2 artists who, despite their brilliance, couldn't find common ground. Number 3. Steely Dan, the pragmatic and sharp-witted duo behind Steely Dan, Donald Fagen and Walter Becker, took a jab at Lennon through their music. Their track, Only a Fool Would Say That, from the 1972 album Can't Buy a Thrill, was a satirical critique of Lennon's utopian vision presented in Imagine. The lyrics painted Lennon as naive and out of touch, pointing to the irony of preaching about no possessions while living in a lavish mansion. Steely Dan's critique was more than just a song, it was a statement on what they saw as Lennon's contradictory nature. Number 4. Todd Rundgren, known for hits like Hello, It's Me, had his own issues with Lennon. During the 1970s, Rundgren became vocal about his disdain for Lennon's peace advocacy, which he saw as self-serving and hypocritical. In an interview with Melody Maker, Rundgren claimed Lennon was more interested in attention than genuine activism. Lennon, never one to back down, retorted, saying he only represented himself, not anyone else. This clash of ideals showcased how even 2 creative minds could find themselves at odds over their views of the world. Number 5. Elvis Presley. The king of rock and roll himself harbored a surprising dislike for John Lennon. This animosity traces back to their first and only meeting. According to journalist Chris Hutchins, Lennon's pacifist views clashed with Presley's patriotism. At the time, Presley spotted Lennon's disdain for President Lyndon B. Johnson's Vietnam War policies, and it didn't sit well with him. Presley was so offended that he reportedly conspired with FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover to have Lennon deported from the United States. Presley's comment about the Beatles was particularly biting. He blamed them for influencing the counterculture with their filthy image and music. The tension was palpable, leaving an indelible mark on the history of rock and roll. Conclusion: while John Lennon remains a beloved icon, these stories remind us that even legends aren't immune to criticism. Whether it was clashing ideals, artistic differences, or personal grievances, these musicians found themselves at odds with Lennon. What do you think of these feuds? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into music history.